Today we are making this card. And it is called a diagonal centerfold surprise card. All right, so it looks like this. And then you open it up and you get that little surprise. And I made it into a little scene using the Bear and Den card, or stamp. All right, so I'm going to show you how to make that. Okay. All right. So it opens up and I made a little scene. Yeah. So this is the stamp I used. It is called Den Sweet Den. And it's was a Christmas stamp, but I want to show you how you can use these stamps for other things and not just for Christmas. So it's a lawn fawn and then there's dies to go with it. It's so darn cute. All right. Okay. Do you have my scoreboard, or did you bring it back?
Big one?
Big one, yeah. So we've been busy today.
You don't need this.
Working on getting the retreat things ready. We're so close. All right. Okay, so you're going to cut a piece of cardstock for the actual card. So this is 11 by 4 1/4, and you're going to score it at 5 1/2, and that is your card. Okay. And then you're going to take a second piece, and this piece is 12 by 4 1/4, and you're going to score it at 4 1/2, 6, and 7 1/2. Okay, we're going to do some other little score lines on there too. All right. And then I'm going to take my ruler and a pencil, and along this middle score line, this 6-inch score line, I'm going to cut a slit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure over 1/2 inch here and 1/2 inch here, and then I am going to cut along this line. Okay, so I'm just making a slit, and that's where that little inside surprise is going to pop up. Okay, so I'll just cut along this. So it looks like that, and then I'll erase that pencil line. Okay. So now I have that little slit there. You're going to cut a piece of cardstock. I cut it the same as my outside. And you're going to cut that at 3 1/4 by 5. And you're going to score it on one side, just on one side. You're going to score it at 1/2 inch. So this piece is 5 by 3 1/4. You're also going to cut, now this one I changed because I just used scraps, but I changed this to this blue polka dot. And this one is cut at 4 1/4 by 3. So it's going to fit on here, like that. And this is what's going to slide in here. So you want to make sure that that cut, I'm going to have to make it a little bit bigger. Oh no, there we go. Slides up and down in there. Okay, I am going to just cut a little bit bigger on each side. If you wanted, you could actually cut out that whole score line so it moves really easily. It actually doesn't pop up the whole way, just the bottom part, so I think we'll be okay. All right, so I'll just put these pieces aside. Now we're going to work on this centerpiece. I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to measure just on the left side here. I'm going to measure over an inch on both sides, and I'm going to mark it with a pencil line, okay? And I'm going to do that on both sides. So I'm going to go an inch on this side of that score line and an inch on this side of the score line. I'm also going to make a mark 1 inch along the score line. 1 inch along the score line, all right? And I have this in the instructions. So 1 inch, the score line, 1 inch, and then 1 inch up this way. And you're doing that on both sides. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make diagonal score lines. So I'm going to take my ruler and along from this point, point A to point B, I'm going to draw a line. And then from point B to point A, I'm going to do another line. Okay, so I've got that diagonal line in there. I'm going to do the same on this side. So this is going to give us the little side fold that pops up. Okay? And I'm going to erase those pencil lines. If you can hear that fan on full blast, it's to keep the frost off the front door, and I'm right by the front door, so that's why you're hearing it. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to fold on these lines. And fold on this line. And then I'm going to fold on these lines. So I can just fold it like that. And fold it like that. And fold this one. Oops. I'm just pinching that in there, and then I'll fold on that one. Okay. Karen, can I get you to turn that fan right off, and I'll turn it back on after. It's kind of loud. Thanks. That's better. All right, so now we have this. All right, so this part here is where we are going to be gluing some little things. Now you can do anything. The other thing I thought you could do too is you could put flowers, make like a little flower arrangement on there, and have your sentiment up here if you wanted. So there's lots of ideas. It was a cold day like today when I made this card, and I just thought it was so cute to say, have a berry cozy birthday. All right? So that was the whole purpose of this card. All right, now we're going to put this inside our card. So this matches, because it's 4 1/4, so this side goes up on this side, and this side matches. These ends match on here. But before we glue both down, we're gonna have to do some gluing, okay? All right, so I'm gonna get my tape. So I am going to put tape on the back of the inside of the card. Okay? And then I'm just going to line those up like that. Now, if a little bit hangs over on the other side, you can just trim it off. Okay? All right. Now for the insert, I'm going to take this paper and I'm going to put it on here. Like that. And then there was that little score line here. So let's just fold on that. There we go. Make that a little bit better there. Okay. Now notice I'm not putting on my images yet. I actually put them on after because I wanted to judge where to put them, because you do not put them right to the bottom, okay? All right, so this is the inside of the card. I'm just gonna move this one up like that. This part right here, that 1/2-inch fold, is going to go on the inside of the card like that, okay? So I'm gonna take some Suquang tape and I'll just put it across here. There we go. And then I'm just going to line it right up along that score line. Like that. We've made similar cards like this. And then this is going to go into that slit. Like that. Okay. So it looks like that. So when it closes, it goes down. When it opens, it comes up. But you'll notice it doesn't go all the way down. But you do have to be aware of where it lands for when you're putting on your stamped images. Okay, I'm just going to now attach this. I can probably just use glue. It's easier in the positioning of this. And just put that right on there like that. Now, I got this idea from Dawn's Stamping Thoughts, and she actually put a piece of paper in here, which I didn't do because I was doing a scene, so I didn't bother. But if you want, you can certainly cut a piece of paper or go on to her video and see what she did. All right, and then I will trim this a little bit off here. There we go. Oh, there's some on this side too. It's just a sliver, so it really doesn't make that much difference, but I may as well trim it off. All right, so there is the card. That's the mechanism of the card. So it opens like that. Okay, so now we're gonna decorate it. So you can see why you want to put your images on after you insert this, so you know exactly where how low you can go down. All right, now here's my little guys that so as I said, I use the Lawn Fawn Den Sweet Den, and I colored them and cut them out, and here's the dies that go with. So it's just not Christmas. Okay, so I think I'll just use glue to attach them. So I'll put that one there. They're so cute. Now this little mama bear, I put her knitting in her hands. So let's get that. There we go. And we have these cute little bears that are, I reordered my glue bottles. I had ordered 80 of them and we're out. And we just have a few left. So that guy goes on there. So you want his little feet just to be even with that side so that it doesn't hang out when you close it. And you could say, I said a very cozy birthday. You could just send this as a fun card for someone, which I'm going to be doing. So I am not going to put, I just want to put it to have a cozy day on this one. I'm just doing it as a fun card. I send some of my family members monthly cards. So there's no occasion. And there's the ball that he was playing with. And what else did I put on here? I put some books down here. And another one. And I did not pop dot any of these to add extra dimension. Okay. All right, now I'm going to do this top part, and it's very easy to do with the glue. So I did slide my mama bear down like this, only because she kind of caught on it when it went up, but this way I know it's not going to catch, okay? So that's why I put that there. So I'll put that on, and I have a little lamp, and I also tucked it down a bit too, so that it didn't catch. So I use that like that. And then this scarf, I just added a little bit of glue here. So it looked like her knitting was going down there. I think I cut it off a bit, but I think that looks okay like that. So now let's see if it all closes up nicely. And it does. And there we go. So there's the inside of my card. Now on the outside of my card, I'm going to trim that off too. I put, let me see what I put. I hadn't decided what I wanted to put on the front. So I think I'll put that because it goes with the inside. And I think I will, I'm not sure. I'll give it a cut. I always like to mat. I always like to have a little mat there. I think I'm going to cut that even smaller. So I'm cutting this at 3.5 by 4 3/4. And I will possibly add a little mat after underneath. Now on this one, I put your tops in my book, and I put the little book, which I probably will do, but I'm not going to put any sentiments on this because I'm just not sure exactly what I want to say, but I will put this on so that I don't lose it. Okay. All right. So there we go. That is called the Diagonal Centerfold Surprise Card. And I think it's pretty darn cute. And here's this one. Have a very cozy birthday. All right, so if you want to make this card and you are on the master list, I will send the instructions out tonight. If you'd like to be on the master list, just let me know what your email is. Or if you just want the instructions for this particular card, I can send those out to you also. These are the two, this is the stamp and the die that I used on the card. It's called Den Sweet Den by Lawn Fawn, and this is the die, all right? And then I just use regular papers and my tri-blend markers, okay?